Okay, the first thing I wanted to point out was the fact that the front wheel, the center is not busted out of it, where if it was a straight on side impact it would have broken the center out of the wheel. There's no indication of that. The wheel still turns freely, and if you look at the wheel, it's egg shaped. That is, if it got hit from one edge. And another thing is, if you put the pieces together, they fit tightly in the back. But if you notice, the inner rim part is bent back, as in from front to back. That also indicates to me that it was the wheel was hit from the front edge. Now if you look at the tire, there's chunks taken out of the tire on a couple of places. There's a cut, chunks, lateral chunks, nothing coming out this way. If you look at the sides, we got a split in the bead right here, and a cut in the bead right here, which is about 8 inches apart. And that on the other side, same deal on opposite sides. So that would have indicated that when it got hit, the wheel turned, cut the bead from a compression type impact. And if you can see the inside, there's also damage on the inside of the wheel corresponding with the bead damage. Same on this side. That's opposite sides of the wheel. It supports the egg-shaped wheel deal. Okay, now the front fender. This is a headlight bucket. Okay, this is a headlight bucket. It's oriented with that hose right there, would be down. Okay, and if you notice, it's squished completely flat. Okay, now if that would have been a side impact, it would have been squished the other direction, but instead it's just pancake flat. Okay, this is the front fender. You notice how the turn signal indicator is flattened out. Okay, that right there mounts to the forward edge of the lower running board. That edge here mounts to the body. Okay, if you notice, this is the outer, we're looking at the outer fender, and it's folded back under itself. Okay, this would be looking at it straight on, folded back under itself. Okay, so if we put this where it should have normally been in the car, something similar to that, you can kind of get an overall picture that the fender was squished from the front to the back, as if the other car went over the top of the wheel and the fender and squished it down. Okay. Okay, something else that's first thing I noticed is, if you look at everything on the car, all the wrinkles in the body are wrinkled like a Roman blind in this direction from front to back. All the scrape marks are horizontal. There's tire marks here on the front edge of the front apron. This was the original horn that normally would stick out here. It's bent back. The front beam broken in half and pushed back. Okay, if you notice that tube right there, the egg-shaped part right there, that's because the beam was pushed back. The trailing arms, which are here, bent that as they got ripped out. Okay.